Does it fold hot dog or hamburger? Hot dog. In the early days of the EnVtubing sphere, I don't know why I ever talk about this. A lot of people weren't around for this, and so it's very like alienating for a lot of people, but whatever. In the very early days of the EnVtubing sphere, most people's models were like Vroid models. And so Vroid is like a free software from Pixiv you can use to create like your own anime character in 3D. And so like most people were 3D. Most people in the beginning of the EN sphere were actually 3D because it was so expensive to get a live 2D model. First of all, there was like nobody in the West. Like there were some people you could get, there were some Western artists you could get VTuber models from, but most of them like didn't know how to like cut the models up or anything like to be rigged. And then like finding somebody to do the rigging, like it was completely different back then. Like back then it's like when Iron Vertex became a thing, like that was a huge deal. Now everybody knows Iron Vertex is like they're another rigging company of many. But back in the day when Iron Vertex like first announced themselves, it's like, whoa, this is a big deal. Getting an Iron Vertex model is like endgame. And then there was like DD Mavis Vroid models. Like if you had a DD Mavis Vroid model, that was also huge because it was so like distinct. So like you could identify a DD Mavis Vroid model. Unironically, if you wanted to get rigging done back in the day, you'd go on Fiverr. You would go on Fiverr. It was the only affordable place to get rigging and the place where you could even like find people. It was so hard to find people. There were also Koikatsu 3D models. Those were less common, but yeah, Vikatsu, it was a version of Koikatsu that was just like the dress up elements, and Vikatsu had a built-in VTuber system, so you could do face tracking and stuff directly through Vikatsu, which is how Kaison's original VTuber model was made. And there was also, I'm blanking on her name, but there was like another girl. She was Japanese. I think she had like pink hair and like a green dress or something. And she was one of like the early Japanese streamers that began like pandering to the EN market. Back when there wasn't a lot in the EN market, and so she got decently popular off of that. And she had a Vikatsu model. I don't know if anybody remembers her name. But yeah. Anyways, is pandering the right word? Yes. Ami Yamato was 2017. Yes, but there wasn't a sizable VTuber community in EN until like 2020. COVID. You can thank COVID for VTuber boom. You could be like, annoying orange. Anyways, I've gotten cynical talking about shit like this. I'm not gonna lie, I should just get into the game. I've gotten a little bit cynical talking about stuff like this because it's one of those things where like I was there and I was heavily invested, and there's all like I'm gonna say it like bluntly, all right? There's all these like new people who weren't around for it, and all they know is like Wikipedia articles and depressed Nosagi videos. Like they don't know. They weren't there for it. They don't know what they don't know. And it's like, that's fine, but don't talk to me. I'm arrogant and angry about it because it's like I was there. I was in the EN sphere. I was a fan of VTubers before HoloLive came to the West, bro. I applied for their first gen. I was just like, ugh. Ah! Dogabongo, thank you. Do not recite the old magic to me. I was there when it was written. Yeah, unironically, man. Dan Maxey, thank you. Tell us about the ancient text, Pippa. I know some people will be like, oh, Pippa like only cares now to like flex knowledge and stuff. It's like, man, I used to make fucking VTuber lore shorts. I care about VTubers. I have always cared a lot about VTubers. And to see fucking NewFriends come in and they're like, hey, I mean, yeah, I only started watching VTubers like 3 years ago, but here's my opinion. I don't care what your opinion is. It's not worth anything. You like, oh, when people talk about Coco and it's like, you didn't watch Coco. You came in after she was graduated. I lived that. You weren't there. TBN, thank you. Pippa was my intro to Phase. Radar warning, they were Dolores. Okay, Grandma, let's get you to bed. Ah! I hate that. It's one of the most annoying things. There's like specific topics that are like such a red flag for me where people begin to talk about them. Like they'll bring them up like it's a fucking like it's elite ball knowledge, and I'm like, I'm just gonna fucking send you to hell, man. I'm just gonna fucking tie you up and leave you in a dumpster and hope that you get dropped into one of the ones that compresses them into a cube, because I can't fucking, I can't stand you. Honestly, I hate you. CPPC Tech, thank you for $2. Pour one out for the 10 homies. Seriously, thank you. That's my Pippa. Pokemon, thank you. I only started watching VTubers 3 years ago. The first VTuber I watched was Pipkin Pippa. Here are my opinions. Ah! Ah! Please, the game. Don't act like you actually want to see me play this shit.
Everybody, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Low Effort Clips. That's right, Low Effort Clips, right here on YouTube.com. Yeah, and hit the notification bell. Yeah.